It's a common question. I have a damaged tire and I need to replace it. Can't I just replace one? Michelin shows us why you need to replace your tires 2 at a time on this test track. It's a wet track where we're able to test out a new set of tires on the front of the car versus putting them on the rear. We thought going into this that we knew the answer to this question, and we might have been a little surprised.
We've got 2 Camrys. They're on the Michelin Defender 2 tire line. One of them has brand new tires on the rear and half-worn tires on the front. And then we're going to swap to the other car that has new tires on the front and the same tread depth worn tires on the rear.
All 8 tires are the same Michelin tire?
Yep, same Michelin Defender 2. The Defender 2 is the bread and butter of Michelin. We're going to go to track B2, which is a wet skid pad that is polished concrete. And that track's really good for it because it promotes hydroplaning on the tires instead of standard wet handling. Act like you're on an on-ramp and accelerating to get on the highway.
Oh. In the rain.
In the rain. But there's a bunch of traffic, there's 18-wheelers, like you gotta go. You gotta get up to speed.
All right. Oh, I can definitely feel the hydroplaning.
Yep. So, but it's easy. It's understeer, the front tires aren't steering as much as you want, and I don't even have to coach you. You've already fixed it. You know, you just let off the throttle.
I'm just feeling it slide.
Yep.
I'm totally feeling the hydroplaning.
Yeah. But it's in a way that you can control, right? Like you're just letting off the throttle and it comes right back.
This is what I consider white knuckle driving. I was going about 42 miles an hour.
Okay.
In real world conditions, I would never go that fast.
No.
No,
Yeah, you feel that sort of thing in the real world, you're going 35 maybe, 30.
Or maybe less.
Yeah.
But maybe that's me.
Now we're going to swap to the other Camry that has new tires on the front and the half-worn tires on the rear. So don't try to anticipate anything, just go ahead and accelerate like you're getting up to highway speed. Keep going, get on the throttle.
Oh my God.
I need you to be on throttle, I need you to be on throttle. Brake, 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 brake. It's easier all the way up until it's not.
Until it's not, oh my gosh. Wow.
So in one scenario, it's a little bit harder, see what's happening more, but in the other, you don't see what's happening until you've already gone around.
Tell me why we spun out like that.
So it's a fact of which end of the car hydroplanes first and the feedback that the driver has from the vehicle. When you hydroplane on the front axle first, it's easy to see what's happening. You've got the steering wheel in your hands. You know that I'm steering and it's not turning as much. It's your visual and haptic feedback. When the rear axle goes first, for an untrained driver, they're not used to the feedback of the vehicle yawing and moving around. And then the steering wheel isn't telling them much about what's happening either. So you don't have as much time to react, and the vehicle inherently just wants to spin out on you. And that's harder to correct than understeer.
I had more feedback with the new tires on the rear.
Yes. And that's because since the front axle is what's hydroplaning and losing traction, the steering wheel is giving you a lot of that feedback.
New tires go on the back.
Yep.
And you put your worn tires on the front.
Yep.
And that's kind of opposite of what most people think.
It is, and that's why we do this demonstration.
Wow. Common logic has it that your new tires go on the front of the car because that's the part of the car that does all the work. And we learned that that is not the case at all. The surprising fact is that your new tires should go on the rear and where the Defender 2 tires really did their job.